Welcome to Scottish Van Trips. This week we're going to show you why you should add Valencia as a stop to your European or Spanish van tour. Valencia is an absolutely beautiful city. I'm here in the central square right now, right next to a waterfall. You've got the Plaza de Toros, which is the bull ring. There's a cathedral. You've got everything going on here. On this trip, we're going to go down to the aquarium in the main science park centre. It's absolutely beautiful. There's some amazing buildings built by the architect Santiago Calatrava. I'm really big into my architecture. I'm a surveyor, so that's one of my favourite things to do is have a look at these. So we're going to visit the aquarium. We'll take you down there, show you what's going on there. We're also going to go on a cycle round the park, round the outskirts of Valencia. Now, one of the things I'll show you there is what they did was they drained the river. I'll tell you more when we're out on our cycle, but they drained the river that was going round almost like a bypass round Valencia. And what they did was they made it into a park instead. It's very cool, very, very cool. You can cycle around it, you can walk around it, they've got basketball courts, they've got all sorts of outdoor activities. One of the things that we've done here is we've rented some bikes, so we're going to cycle around that. Now it's roasting hot, probably not the best month to come. We're currently in July. I probably wouldn't suggest you come in July and August unless you love the heat. At the moment it's about 36 and it's only 11 o'clock in the morning. Normally, I mean, we'd say temperatures here, July and August, you're going to get between 35 and 42, 43, somewhere about there. A little bit too hot for us. Anyway, yeah, so what else are we going to do? We're going to wander around. One of the things I love about Valencia is the graffiti. There's street art, which is by some of the famous artists around. It's very cool. I'm not big into graffiti, but in Valencia this stuff is amazing. So I absolutely love it. So I'm going to just flash on the screen some of the images that I've taken around there. We're not going to do a lot of the touristy stuff. We're only here for a couple of days, so we're not really going into the cathedral and stuff like that on this trip. I'm going to talk to you about where you can stay in your van. Now, doing some research, we don't have our van with us today, but doing some research on Search for Sites, I can see that the places around here don't look great. So it looks like what you're going to have to do is park your van up some distance away from Valencia. And now that might sound like a bit of a hassle, but actually there's going to be sites on the outskirts where you can park your van. Public transport in Spain is very, very good. There's a train station in central Valencia. There's also an amazing bus service, so do go on to Search for Sites, find yourself a site you're happy with that you can leave the van safely in, just pay to go there and then bus or train it in for the day. Absolutely incredible. Even better still, get yourself a hotel so you can properly experience the nightlife here. I mean, the nightlife in Valencia, like most Spanish towns, you're going to be going on till, you know, midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's not even, you know, this is families we're talking about. You wander about at 12 o'clock at night and you see like 2-year-olds going about, walking about, because it's cooler at that time of night and most people come out and play at that time of night. So much better. Anyway, enough waffling. I think I've done enough of this footage. Let's dive into the video and see where we end up. I hope you enjoy it. Hola, oso. So here we are cycling through what used to be the Rio Turia, which is an old river. Back in, I think it was in the 1950s, there was a massive flood here in Valencia where the river burst its banks and flooded the city. So eventually, after much wrangling, the government decided that it would be, well, with the vote of the people, be better to turn the riverbed into an eco-park. And we've rented bikes today, as you can see. We're out cycling around it and it goes for miles. It goes for absolutely miles. all the way down to the aquarium, which is definitely worth a visit, and right up to the other side of the city. It's almost like a city bypass, but in a green park. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's a wee bit warm today, but absolutely magical. Now, word of warning, when you hire bikes here, you don't get a helmet, and we're quite safety conscious as a family. We like to wear our helmets when we go cycling. We've got no choice here, unfortunately. I asked Rio, my son, what he thought of Valencia, marks out of 10 so far, and he gave it a 10 out of 10. Sevi? Sevi's just given it a 10 as well. It is such a beautiful city, and as with most places in Spain, the weather is absolutely fantastic. You can, plan your day without having to think too much about the weather generally. It is amazing. So we're going to spend the rest of the day cycling around, rest of the morning cycling around the park. We're going to head into a restaurant for lunch, which is our favourite place to eat here in Spain. If you want some proper Spanish, authentic Spanish food, it's called El Encuentro, and I'll stick a link in the description below. It's a magical restaurant. Listen to that. Grasshoppers, I think. Grillos. So I've just had a bit of a row. I'm doing this YouTube filming, saying, oh, I love this place, it's amazing. Marks out of 10, oh, it's 11. Meanwhile, Rio's in the background having an absolute meltdown. And Chris has given me a row for doing the whole Instagram thing, saying this is amazing, but meanwhile Rio is completely melted. He's had enough. So we're going to cycle back to the next section here, and then see what's around and cycle back to the hotel. Maybe get out of the hottest part of the day, because it's coming up for 12 o'clock and we need to kind of head to the restaurant for about 2, but this holiday it's been kind of 40 degrees almost every day, a wee bit too warm. So yeah, we need to get out of the sun a wee bit, just a wee bit, Rio. I'll see you soon. So the coolest thing about Valencia is definitely the street art. Let me just give you a quick flick through some of that right now. Best place to catch some of the best artwork in the street is in one of the districts of Valencia called El Carmen. So if you want to check that out, El Carmen, which is in the northwest of the main centre, that's the place to go. So that was Valencia. What did you think of it? I hope you add it to your van trip tour of Spain. It's on one of the coastal routes. We've only been able to give a small snapshot because we've only been here for a couple of days. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you add it to your van trip. Take care, thanks, bye.